council member. So I have a posse up here. As you already know by now, there are few things I enjoy as much in my job as mayor as being out on a site where we get to have immediate feedback, direct action by the city of Houston to improve a neighborhood. And I'm not going to try to hide it. It's actually fun to be on one of those big machines. Isn't it, Councilmember?
It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. So having fun and doing good work in the community is extremely gratifying for me as mayor. We are at the last of what we call our dirty half dozen large multifamily projects that deteriorated, that became magnets for crime, that drove down property values, that were general drag on the surrounding community, and actually had immediate threats to public safety. The reason that these big or larger multifamily projects, this is actually one of the smaller of the multifamilies that we've taken down, the reason that they're so difficult is that there are many, many impediments in state law to removing these kind of blights on community. We have to work together as across city departments. We have to work with a number of different agencies to make these things happen. And it becomes a community effort with the point of the spear being driven by the city of Houston and now the newly created Department of Neighborhoods. I want to acknowledge the folks standing with me and the number of local officials who are represented in this initiative. Of course, Councilmember Wanda Adams, this is her district and this is one of her passions as well as mine. But also State Representative Boris Miles is represented here today by Margaret Jenkins. Congressman Al Green is represented here today by Bessie Swindle and Kevin Dancy. Councilmember Melissa Noriega is represented by Georgia Lewis. Georgia, should be over here, Georgia. And Councilmember Andrew Burks is represented by Eric Weinberg. There you go. And I know that Dr. Ed Pringle, the director of the HUD Local Field Office, is supposed to be out here today. Dr. Pringle, good partnership with our local HUD office. We know that this property behind me, when it comes down, will clear the lot for sale and redevelopment. We also know that when this property comes down, the last of the dirty half dozen, that there's a new list right behind it. There are decaying and abandoned properties all across the city of Houston. When I came into office 3 years ago, I declared that we were going to go to war on abandoned properties. I created Demolition Day. We began to target the worst of the worst multifamily units. And in the last 3 years, we've demolished more than 1,000 blighted abandoned homes and more than 1,100 units in apartments and condominiums. That's the really good news, and that is exciting. The bad news is there are thousands more left to go. We deal with them systematically. And the first goal is to make sure that they're boarded up, they're secure, that they don't become an immediate magnet for crime. But too often, landlords are absent, they don't want to work with us, there are reasons that these properties fall into disrepair. And even worse, often owners are actively complicit in trying to keep these properties from being secured and to keep these properties from either being demolished or going through the legal process to make sure that we can protect our neighborhoods. Frankly, that's one of the things that happened in this situation. It dragged on, and we kept doggedly pursuing it through the legal process. There are, as I said, lots of impediments to allowing us to do this. But through the Department of Neighborhoods, through our now very experienced team in the legal department and other city departments, we can get it done. We know how to get it done, and we're going to continue to aggressively pursue these. Now, taking down these properties is not free. We recently began the demolition of a property over on the north side, $500,000 to take down that property. This property is not as expensive, but it still requires public funds. Now we'll put a lien on the property, we'll do our best to get the money back, but it takes money to do this. And the money needed for this demolition is being provided by federal grant funding. The property sat vacant for 3 years. The demolition will include the removal of the structure, the parking lot, and the foundation, have a clean lot, and hopefully we'll be able to get it back out into the market and have it redeveloped. We've obtained more than $9 million over the last few years from various sources to demolish blighted structures throughout the city. And thanks to the voters of Houston, we have an additional $15 million of debt capacity for future demolition activities should we need to access those dollars. Again, always the first goal is to get the property owner to do the right thing, but when they don't, we need to step in, spend our local dollars or our grant dollars, and then seek to get reimbursement. We have to move forward with these projects. I want to thank the residents who live in this neighborhood for being patient. I want to assure you that we hadn't forgotten about you, nor have we forgotten about the many other neighbors across the city of Houston who have to look at properties like this every day. We are doing our absolute best to get to them, and we are united in our efforts to clean up the city of Houston. Glad to knock off the last of the first dirty half dozen. We are starting on the next dirty half dozen. Now it's my honor to invite some of my community partners here to come forward and talk about this project. First, Councilmember Wanda Adams used to be my council member. Not any longer. I didn't move, she didn't move, but the district lines changed. But I've worked with Councilmember for a very long time, and this is as much passion for her as it is to me. So, Councilmember.
Good morning, everyone. I'm more than honored to stand here before you today. This is an exciting day in District D. I guess I can call Sunnyside home here because I had the opportunity to work in this district now for almost nearly 14 years. And seeing many buildings come down, many homes come down. But one thing is you have to look around you. That on some of the vacant lots and some of the buildings that were demolished in the past, now you see homes. If you look to your right, you see new homes. If you look across the street, you see new homes. You're standing over a property that once was a vacant lot, now stands and built a new home. People are coming to Sunnyside to move, to bring their families, to attend our schools, to attend our local churches. And this is what tearing this building is all about. Every time when I'm with Mayor Parker, I just always like to mess with our acronyms because we call her Mayor Anise Parker, which means map. And I guess when I think about it, I can say you making apartments a priority of tearing down. So one thing that we want to continue to do is to work with the constituency to help improve the quality of life in this district. And this is one of the ways that we can do this. Not just tearing down this building is removing blight. Tearing down this building means taking away the vacancy that once dwelled there. Taking away some of the harbors of people using drugs that dwell there. Take away some of the prostitution that occurred there. Taking away some of the crime that happened there. This is what this building means when we're tearing it down. So we would not be here without the Director Tipton. Just want to thank you for your leadership. Want to thank HUD for their financial support through the leadership of Congressman Al Green and through our state representatives. Want to thank HPD and most important our staff of Department of Neighborhoods and Neighborhood Protection for making this a priority and pushing forward. We cannot do this without the constituents. So I just want to thank you for moving us, for allowing us to do what we're supposed to do as leadership to making communities a better quality of life for our community. But one person that I've known for a long time is Director Ratcliffe. Knowing him before he became a director of the city of Houston and knowing his priority and the things that he loved. So I want to thank you, Director Ratcliffe, for also making this a priority as well in your department. We are a team at the city of Houston with a great leader of Mayor Parker. And so I just want to thank all of you for being here. And even though we're the last of the first, we want to be a part of the next round. So Mayor Parker, I just personally want to thank you on behalf of the constituents of District D for working on behalf of our office and the community and Department of Neighborhoods for making not only improving quality of life for our neighborhoods, but being a great leader. So I'm ready to get on the bulldozer. I wore my tennis shoes today, so I guess it's time just to get moving, right, Mayor?
It is.
All right, thank you.